Hello, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Ongakadu, the podcast where three friends come together and break down what's new in the Japanese music industry. This is the podcast for the week of November 13th, 2020. I'm your host, Ken, and with me we have Luna.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. Hope you're watching some Jason movies or Bay of Blood.
And Gray.
What's happening, dudes? Happy Spooky Fridays.
Yeah, every Friday's a spooky Friday at this point.
You're not wrong.
That's very true. I'm still in my horror movies.
How have we been? What you guys been listening to? Let's start with you, Gray.
Let's see. I haven't been listening to too much as of late. Mostly more Dice, Rampage, and Arashi. I think those are like the three big ones. But yeah, mostly just boy groups and stuff. And did check out next week's MC, which I'm eager to talk more about, but that'll be next week. But nothing too crazy, just been hanging in there and hanging on. What have you been listening to, Luna?
So, I've mainly been listening to Arashi just because I've been in the mood for them with this Arashi album coming out that just came out actually. I've also been listening to a future MC, which you will hear about next week. I also went back to a vocalist who she's not in the Japanese music market anymore. Her name is Yuna. And I went back to her older stuff and I forgot how much I love her, and she's fantastic. Just her Password 486 is an amazing track, and she did Hokiboshi in Japan, and that's still one of my favorites of hers. Also been listening to Edu as she dropped her latest EP, and went back to Kodokumi as she has an upcoming release. Also was listening to Michi, who I haven't listened to for a little while, and I still love all her music. And just been kind of random lately who I've been listening to. I also discovered Sonomi, and I love her music. I don't think she does anything currently, but she's a great song with Kreva, and freaking love Kreva. Anything with him in it, fantastic. So that's the latest stuff I've been listening to. Maybe mainly jam into older music. What about you, Ken?
So I too has been listening to Odyssey mostly because of the album, and been kind of looking forward to that. And besides that, I've been listening to Mflow, a lot of their loves compilations. So I've been kind of going back to them. After that, I was listening to Dalco, mostly because I've been really missing Bang and Daisuke. And just a little bit of everything, to be perfectly honest. After Odyssey, I was listening to some Nishino Kano, because I haven't listened to her in a long time. Then I've also listened to Kiyakizaka 46, because Sakurazaka 46 just dropped their new music video for their debut. So I was like listening to that. And I was listening to Beverly and Pandora, Be the One, mostly because that's probably one of my favorite songs in Rider for a while, after a long time. Then, after that, not too much. A little bit of Ditzy Sunfist after that, because their new EP has been kind of boggling my mind every so often. After that, not too much. Got Layark. That's because I've been playing that on good old Rocksmith, because they've been doing the huge modding community for that. But with that, let's continue on up to the news here. And first off, it is the lovely voice actress turned vocalist Miku Ito divulged more information about her brand new album titled Rhythmic Flower on December 23rd. This will be her latest album since Pop Skip back in July of last year, and will be her third album overall. Released with 11 tracks total, and will include previously released singles Plunder, Hello New Pink, and Koko no Hikari Lonely Dark. Released with 2 editions, which you can check out more information about that on our site, including the music video for Koko no Hikari Lonely Dark on our site as well. And continuing on up to the lovely heavy metal band Love Blights announced that they will be releasing a brand new track entitled The Winds of Transylvania, and this will be the first track to be actually featured in the anime. I believe the anime is going to be called Vad Love, which is also a vampire anime. So I mean, I guess it kind of goes into that. They were actually chosen by the anime production team who were seeking a band that could capture the concept of the fierce vampiric nature of the series. And a lot of the vocalists of the anime was really looking forward to listening to this song. Unfortunately, there are no news for an official release at this time, but you can check out more information about this on our site, including the preview for Vad Love on our site as well. And then we've talked about Bucktick a bunch of times previously, but this is the first time that it's going to be released internationally, the album Abracadabra, which we talked about a little while back. It released, I believe, last month in Japan, but it'll be available internationally on November 20th via London JPU Records. We have a lovely working relationship with this record company, so go and support them. They'll actually have both editions of it, which was really difficult to find through CD Japan. I really wanted the cassette version, but now the cassette version is made available via JPU Records. You can check out more information about this on our site, including all the pre-order links for the cassette and physical CD edition on our site as well. And once again, we're talking about the lovely mannequin duo group Femme, as they released the music video for their track Level Up featuring Duke of Harajuku. It's very interesting, this little file of work, because they've been kind of doing this whole world building inside their music videos, and it kind of just took a level up, pun there, on everything they've been doing the last couple of works here. You guys should check this out. It's an amazing music video. I watched it already, and it's going to be a part of the 404 Not Found EP that they'll be releasing fairly shortly, so be sure to go check it out on our site.
All right, so next up is popular duo and Music Corner alum Marui to Ryuga have released their latest music video for Mezame, which is the lead track for their third mini album, Aratame Mashite, which had come out on October 21st. Mezame was actually composed by Marui herself and depicts a girl falling in love or swaying in love. And you can check out that music video on our site, along with the 2 editions that their latest mini album came in.
And continuing on up to the lovely 3-member rock band Wanima released the snippet of their music video for their both their tracks, Life and Cheddar Flavor, on their YouTube channel. Originally part of the mini album titled Cheddar Flavor, that was a surprise release back in September. Both tracks kind of crank all the energy to 11, and with their unique flair. If you guys want more information about this, go check out our site, and be sure to check out the snippet for the music video as well. It is a sight to be listened to.
All right, moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about rock band Sumika, as they've announced they're going to be dropping a collection of their music videos titled Music Video Tree Volume 3. It's set to be released on December 9th. This is obviously a follow-up work for their previous releases, Music Video Tree Volume 1 and Music Video Tree Volume 2. It's going to be released in 2 editions total and will feature a bevy of songs such as Equal, Traveling, Nagai, Higher Ground, and Zekkyo Serenade. So if you are a Sumika fan, definitely check this out. We have the full track listing in the article at the bottom of the page, and we also have their music video for their song Zekkyo Serenade if you want to check that out.
All right, so next up is popular girl group and industry staple Speed are celebrating their 25th anniversary with a special box set titled Speed Music Box All the Memories. This will be released on January 13th, 2021. And we do have a little bit of information on Speed. For those of you who are not familiar with them, they debuted in 1996 with their single Body and Soul. They have earned many, many awards over the years. And they have disbanded and got back together many times throughout the 2000s. And many of the members have also had a good solo career as well. So on their official website, they posted a teaser with the taglines 25th anniversary special release. And on October 13th, they did release that trailer hinting at a box set. And then they revealed a lot more about it, which includes 8 CDs. And this was a huge collaboration. So this is a big deal of all these record labels collaborating, such as Toys Factory, Avex Trax, and Rising Production, all gathering pretty much all their works into one special set. And it will also include one unreleased song called Affection. So this is, in my opinion, if you were a huge fan, and even if you already own all their stuff, you want this set, it's not only just 8 CDs, it also includes a Blu-ray, 2 Blu-ray audios, and it is a limited edition only. So once it's gone, it's gone. And that Blu-ray actually holds their final Summer Dreams stage in Shiba Marine Stadium from 1999. And it also has a couple other features on there as well. So to commemorate this release, they also opened a special website that includes messages from all of Speed's fans. And you can check out all that on our site. You can check out the special trailer, and the track listing has been revealed for everything. I highly recommend giving it a look at. And it's a decent price. It's around $200, but for everything you get in this release, it's worth it. I mean, you have their whole collection right here. So I'm a huge fan of them. I love them. They have done so much in the industry, and you can see the influence they've had on many other groups. So definitely check them out.
And then continuing on up to the lovely 4-member rock band The Pinballs announced that they'll be releasing a brand new album, Millions of Oblivion, on December 16th. This will be the latest album done by the group since Telki no Rokusu back in November of 2018, and will be their second major label album overall. Going off the theme of life and death, the album will release of 10 tracks total and will include recently released tracks, Broadway, and Needle Note. It'll drop with 3 editions, which you can check out all the information about that on our site, including the pre-order links for Millions of Oblivions and the music video for their latest track, Broadway, on our site as well.
Moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about rock band Flow, as they've announced they're going to be dropping their 35th single, titled Shinsekai, which is set to be released on January 13th. The new song is being used as the opening theme for the upcoming card battle anime Shadowverse. And according to the band, they thought it would be possible to combine the original game worldview and the majesty of card design, as well as the feeling of opening and excitement as an OP. So they layered a classical choir on top of it. So definitely check this out. It's going to be released in 2 editions total. And the trailer for the upcoming Shadowverse anime does feature Shinsekai in it, so definitely if you listen in the background you can hear it, and it sounds pretty interesting from what I've heard. So I can't wait for this one to drop, and definitely check it out.
All right, next up is a favorite of mine, and she is also a Music Corner alum, is R&B singer-songwriter Kira. She has released her latest digital single, Go to Hell, on all digital streaming platforms on the 29th of October. Those of you who don't know, it is her 4th and latest digital single. It's like a ballad track. I highly recommend checking it out. The music video is on our site. It is directed by Issei, who has also done several of Kira's other videos, such as Lovin' You, Don't Text Me, and Bye Bye Boy. And check it out on any digital platform.
And continuing on up to the 4-member visual K-rock band Arlequin announced that they'll be releasing both a best of album and music video compilation in February of next year of 2021. This will be the latest album done by the band since The Laughing Man back in August, and will be quote-unquote produced by the fans. It's very extensive how they're doing this, so I would prefer you guys check the site, and all the information is there, but they're doing not only the track listing, they're doing the track order and the jacket cover, so the cover for the album. They're doing kind of all out of what is going to be on this best of, and it's by the fans and for the fans kind of thing. And you can also use the hashtag Harley Quinn Best of Album Osukuro. So, like, let's make the Harley Quinn Best Album, and they'll kind of do all the things for that. It's going to be run throughout this month and a little bit of December. So be sure to go check out all the information on their site, because it's very complex on how they're doing it, to say the least.
Yeah, that sounds pretty wild, but really cool too.
Yeah. I mean, it's giving the powers to the fans. If you're kind of, I don't want to say small, but if you want to give power for your fans, you want to do that for them, at least, to help them bring them up, so to speak.
Well, also it'll help engender that relationship the band has with their audience and their fans. So
yes, that's for darn sure.
But moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about a band that's near and dear to my heart, AAA, as they've announced they're going to be dropping a brand new remix album titled AAA Mix CD, set to be released on December the 9th. This is even though they're on hiatus, they have managed to put together and come out with this interesting compilation of tracks. There's no new tracks for this release. They're all old tracks, but they run the gambit. They have songs from their early career to their late career and everything in between. It's going to be a total of 18 tracks total, and it's going to be released in 2 editions. We have the full track listing posted in the article along with the pre-order links. It is set to come out on December 9th, and I am really looking forward to this. I want to hear some of these remixes. They sound pretty exciting.
Yeah, that's for darn sure. Actually, kind of going through their discography again, it would be kind of good to kind of hear a remix version of a lot of their popular tracks.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, because some of the ones on here, I'm like, oh man, they're ones that we talked about when we did our artist spotlight. So to go back and re-listen to them, I think would be really good. So I'm excited. I can't wait.
And continuing on up to vocalist Seiichi Yamamoto announced that he'll be releasing a brand new album called Selfie on November 18th. So pretty soon next week. This comes off the heels of the release of his latest digital album, Windmill, and will be his first album since Uta 5 years prior. The famed producer Satoshi Yoshioka will be handling the rhythmic track for this release, with Yamamoto not doing the guitar and vocalist himself. It'll come with 9 tracks total and will include the digital single Windmill and Flare. You can check out more information about that on our site, including the music video for Windmill on our site as well. And then continuing on up to the 5-member up-and-coming visual kei rock band, Zanvilla continues to break onto the scene with their upcoming single, Xanadu, that will release on December 16th. Xanadu will have a very catchy rhythm with vigorous guitar riffs and high-power vocals that will captivate the many fans. This energetic single comes with a CD-only standard edition and come with 2 tracks only. You can check out more information about this on our site, including the music video for Xanadu on our site as well.
All right, so next up is pop singer-songwriter and fashion designer Miria Kato has revealed detailed information on her upcoming album that will be released on November 25th. The title was revealed to be Covers, Man and Woman, and will be her first cover album. It will also be 2 discs with a total of 15 tracks and include songs by popular artists such as Shiina Ringo, Kodakumi, Utari Hikaru, Amado Nami, Aoyama Teruma, Radwimps, Coco, Nakashima Mika, and many, many more. This release comes a month after her tribute album titled Inspire that was dedicated to her. It will be released in 2 editions, a limited and a standard. And the DVD with the limited will have a special acoustic session. More bonus details will be announced at a later date. You can check out pre-order links, her latest track, Wing, cover art, and full track listing on our site. All right, next up, popular vocalist and icon May J is commemorating her 15th anniversary with a new best album titled May J W Best 2 Original and Covers. It will be released on January 1st, 2021. So this album marks the beginning of her 15th anniversary in the industry, and it begins where her last best album, May J W Best Originals and Covers, left off in 2015. So the first single it will start with is Faith, which was used for the popular anime and game God Eater 2, and she's also done several other popular ones, Futari no Maho, used for Gundam G and Gundam Reconguista and G. I can never say that. And includes many other famous tracks. We have the track listing on our site, as well as the editions and pre-order link. So it will come in 3 editions: a 2 CD plus 4 DVD, a 2 CD plus 2 DVD, and a 2 CD standard. Unfortunately, the limited edition is sold out. I mean, sold out. I am super upset. Apparently, no one got really a lot of copies. Just FYI, Amazon Japan has it, but only if you live in Japan you can pre-order. So I am like super upset. However, if you are not familiar with Meiji, check out her previous best album, and this is also a good starting point. We also have her latest cover song, which was M, on our site as well.
And then continuing on up to singer/songwriter Jun Shibata announced that she will be releasing a brand new album titled Hachitsu no Hana ga Hikaru Toki on December 23rd. This will be the latest album done by her since Brinnacle back in October of 2018, and will be her 13th album overall. Akihito Matsuura and Toshiyuki Mori, who have supported Shibata in her previous activities, will be handling the arrangement, and it will come with 10 tracks total. It will release with 2 editions, and you can check out all the information about that on our site, including the pre-orders links as well.
All right, next up is a favorite of mine. Pop singer-songwriter Kodakumi released the latest teaser trailer for her new track, Run. Run will be included in her upcoming releases of Angel plus Monster, My Name Is, and that will be available on December 2nd. It is showcased to be a powerful ballad, and you can check out that teaser trailer on our site, along with order links for her latest mini albums.
Moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about boy group The Rampage from Exile Tribe, as they've announced that they're going to be dropping a brand new single titled My Prayer, which is due out on December 9th. And this is right after the release of their hot hit single Fears, which just came out. And My Prayer will be the 4th single that will be released this year. My Prayer is already on digital platforms like Apple Music, and let's just say you'll be hearing more about it from me soon. But My Prayer is being released in 2 editions, and we have the details on our site, as well as their last single, Fears, which you can definitely check out there as well.
And continuing on up to the 3-member rock band Humbritters announced that they will be releasing a brand new single titled Colors on January 20th, 2021. Announced during their Talk and Live acoustic show that took place earlier in the month, this will be the latest release done by the band since Useless Machine back in February. While Colors will be the band's first major label single, not much is known at the time of reporting, except that it will only release with 3 tracks total and come with a CD order standard edition. As we look forward to more information about the single, be sure to check out their latest music video, Lifehouse de Aoze, on our site.
Moving on up to our next article, we're going to be talking about 5-member girl idol group Little Glee Monster, as they've announced that they have partnered with an American-based group called Pentatonix for their upcoming single titled Dear My Friend, which is set to be released on December 16th. Pentatonix is based out of Arlington, Texas, and both groups met in 2014 at an event and started communicating with each other, which led to this collaboration. Seiji Kameda was in charge of writing the song. It's going to be released in 2 editions total, and we have all the details on our site, along with the music video for their last single, Ashiato, in the article as well.
So next up is JStorm has launched a YouTube channel, and is literally bringing a storm of videos. And this is a huge deal. For those of you who do not know, they pretty much relied on physical only copies for years. They never did anything digitally, except Adachi recently launched theirs due to the Olympics. So having JStorm, which is pretty much a compilation of JStorm, Johnny's Entertainment Record, and Infinity Records, putting music videos out of their artist on YouTube, such as Johnny's West, Kinky Kids, Heisei Jump, Katun, Adachi, many more. It's a great deal for anyone outside Japan being able to watch these for the first time if they were not able to purchase them. And it's a great way to showcase all the talent of these artists. And currently they do have several music videos uploaded, which you can check out on our site. And they are continuing to upload more videos by the day. We have their YouTube link, their YouTube page on here. I highly recommend following it. That way you can keep up to date with all the latest music videos they are launching. And not only music videos, they are also uploading concert videos as well.
Unfortunately, we would have a music corner right here, but due to some scheduling conflicts, we weren't able to plan accordingly. So be on the lookout for a music corner next week. I'm so sorry about that, but in the meantime, let's continue on to the Oricon here. And this week was it was something.
It wasn't god awful, but it was something.
It was something.
It definitely was something. I mean,
sales-wise, it did really freaking well, but it was something.
oh yeah.
But with that, let's continue on to the Oricon. At number 10, it is Make You Happy by Need You. Nothing more I can say. At this point, I just want the new Need You song to come on. I really hate Make You Happy. I've been hearing it for the past 2 months on TikTok and Reels, and I just don't want to deal with the song anymore. But this week it sold that lovely 19,614 points. And continuing on up to number 9, it is Neo Sky Neo Map by the Nichi Kasaki Gakuen Idol group. So this is the other group for the Love Live. This is the third group and for the third season, and this is part of the app game. What do you think about this track? Let's go with you, Luna, since you're our resident Love Live person.
I love it. I mean, I enjoyed their first track, their debut one, but this one, I think I like this one way better. And it is just a fun, really cheery song. And not only is Neo Sky Neo Map good, but the B-side is also fantastic. And I mean, it's a solid knock out of the park win for the single. And I have not watched the anime yet. I am super, super stoked about it because I love Love Live. And judging by the music, I think it's going to be a solid season. So far, they've been 2 for 2 for me. And that's great. I'm just hoping the show lives up to the momentum of the tracks they've been putting out. Just the vocals have been great. I mean, I think all the girls have done a good job blending with the harmonies. And it's not too cheery, but it's still that happy-go-lucky music that you expect out of a girls' idol group, trying to save their school. So it's what I expect and more, just because of them also being able to hit the vocals and do that as well as keeping up the momentum is good. I mean, you can't ask for anything better, and it's really hard to do a lot of these anime that you think are the same, but they're not. So I think the season is doing very well, and you have no idea how I'm going to look forward to this release. I might end up buying JP Blu-rays if I have money. We'll see.
Yeah, I thought this was a really, really good song, and probably just one of the highlights of the week was this song. It was very good, very catchy. The girls harmonized really, really well, and it's a little generic, but it does a lot to stand out with a lot of the quality that the girls bring with their harmonization, and the tune's very, very catchy and just a lot of fun to listen to. Both A and B tracks I thought were really good, and I am eager to see if they keep this consistency up, because Accords is all over the place. So I'm hoping they don't follow the Accords trap, but you never know. That just that's a time will tell sort of thing. But right now, it's pretty
Yeah.
solid what they have.
I mean, they're 2 for 2 as of right now. So
Yeah.
we didn't really cover their album Tokimeki Runners, but apparently that was fairly decent. But yeah. I mean, it's the ending theme song. This is the ending theme song, by the way, for that season. So I mean, it's a good ending theme song when you think about that, actually. So, but for me personally, I like to touch on a hint of what you said there, Gray. It is fairly generic Idol, but the thing is, I considered that it's very interesting as of late, because I'm in this crossroad of discerning what is regular Idol and what is anime Idol, because the anime Idol does something a little bit different than what regular idols do, but that's a whole other genre in and of itself. They relied more on their vocals, and besides 1 or 2 members, which is kind of up there in the range, I really liked it. And I can kind of see the generic side. If this was considered to regular Idol, then yeah, it's fairly generic. But if I were to consider all of, I want to say Love Live and Idol Masters for that much, this was a fairly decent track. I put the plus sign on this. This was a fairly good one. If I had to give it a ranking, I'd give it a 2, to be perfectly honest. But
Yeah. I say generic, but I mean, I still really, really liked it. So it's not a label I really want to throw on it. I don't know a better way to describe it. But
by the numbers, so to speak.
by the numbers would be another way to put it. Yeah.
That's
But still, for what it is, it's fantastic. It's a really freaking good song, and I did not hit the plus sign, but the more I think about it, the more I'm considering hitting the plus sign for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hit the plus sign on both tracks, and I know exactly what you mean about the anime idol versus regular idol. I love the anime idols, so I know we don't have time to really go into that because that's a whole long subject. But it's for an anime idol track, I love it. It's a little generic, but I recommend everyone checking it out. It's streaming, doesn't hurt to.
Yeah. That's for sure. With that, Neo Sky, Neo Map, so they lovely 21,533 points here, and continuing on up to number 8, I Can't Stop Me by Twice. Once again, very, very solid. This time around, I did hit the plus sign for this track, and it was alright. I've enjoyed my time with it. Hopefully, unfortunately, this will probably be the last time we see it until it gets a Japanese release, which it is incoming at this point. I already know that. But
I also hit the plus sign, and I've been watching all the dance practice choreographies all week trying to learn to dance. Like, I'm obsessed with this song.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure like reels. I haven't really checked this for this particular track, but I'm pretty sure all the TikToks and reels are trying to do this dance already. I can already kind of see it.
Yeah, I can too.
It's in the skies for me. But.
There's 2 dance videos on YouTube right now, and you don't want to know how many times I've watched and listened to the song, and I still love it. I probably contributed to half of those numbers on there.
But yeah. With that, it's still a lovely 21,943 points. And going on up to number 7, it is Yoru ni Kakeru by YOASOBI. Now, this is very interesting. With YOASOBI, they are in this situation where Lisa was at, to the point that their next release better hit it out of the park. Which is going to be sad, because if not, everyone's going to be comparing it to Yoru ni Kakeru.
I agree, because this song has been on here for so long. It really is like Lisa. Can they top it? I mean, I think Lisa topped hers with Homura, but now YOASOBI also is standing out there, and I'm sure they're feeling all the pressure of thinking, can we have a better track than this? Are we able to make a better track than this?
Well, to add to that too, you have to keep in mind that Lisa has been an industry staple for many years now, and she like we're seeing the peak of her popularity, but she's been building a fan base for years.
Oh, yeah.
Now YOASOBI,
Oh, yeah.
they came out of nowhere.
They
So-
did, so they have more
had-
pressure on them.
They had their own fans because they're probably from Nico Nico and they come from that part of the community. But the fact of their popularity boom to the modern age,
To where it's at, yeah.
to the modern age or to the Commodore, so to speak, is saying something, and that puts a lot of pressure on their next release, even more so compared to Lisa, because Lisa already had the industry. She was an industry veteran, like you were saying. She was in with the anime community. YOASOBI has a difficult time because they're from the internet age, so to speak.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, because I really think one of the things that has really helped maintain Lisa is that fan base, and even though YOASOBI's got a fan base, it's a lot smaller, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out moving forward.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see what they release next. And I don't know if they're going to be able to top this. However, I still have faith that their next song is still going to hit it pretty big.
You know, it's very interesting. Technically, they already released their bigger hit, or their more recent song. It's just that Yoru ni Kakeru ended up lasting longer than that previous track, because they released one in March. I'm blanking on the name. It's been so long, and it's been out of sight, out of mind, so to speak. But Yoru ni Kakeru's been just dwarfing everything, and it was kind of like that with Lisa too, because after Gurenge, she released one or two more singles before Homura, and it didn't last a candle. But we'll see. I mean,
And that happened with Aimyon as well. If you look at how many times Medigold popped up compared to, all the other singles. So I feel like there's always that one song that no matter what, it's just going to pop back up.
yeah, and we'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to their next release regardless. But anyway, Yoru ni Kakeru sold a lovely 23,916 points. And going on up, it is Gurenge by Lisa once again. Yaiba isn't really helping anything with this, slowing this down. But regardless, this week it sold a lovely 32,131 points here. And going on up to number 5, it is Dynamite by BTS. Now, this is very interesting. This is the lowest we've seen Dynamite hit in a long time. And who knows? Who knows where it'll be next week, but we shall see. Regardless, Dynamite sold a lovely 33,270 points here. And going on up to number 4, it is Nambitomo by Last Idol. Now, this was very interesting. Personally, the song was meh. I'm just going to kind of go out there. But I want to talk about one thing, specifically with you, Gray.
What you want to talk about?
Exit the beginning, like 20 or so seconds to the music video. Were you able to watch the music video?
No, I listened to everything on Apple Music. I did not watch the music video itself.
Okay, I wanted to talk to you about this.
I watched
Because
it.
Where they filmed, that quarry is where they filmed for Tokusatsu.
Oh,
That's where they film for Sentai. That's where they film for Rider. For any time they have a big quarry battle, that's where they have it.
I know the quarry you're talking about. I'm very familiar with it. Yes.
Yeah, so it's very interesting that they were like, oh yeah, we're gonna have swords and fire and all over the place in this empty quarry, and I'm like, it's like that certain pool. If people are noticing in the Japanese media that knows what a certain pool is, it's kind of like that, where you see the pool or you see that quarry and you kind of know, oh yeah, I know what's been filmed there, kind of thing. It's very interesting to kind of see. Well, what do you guys think about this song? I personally wasn't a fan of it, but that's because Lost Idol has been kind of regressing as of late. But
for me, it was a miss. And they're a group that is hit or miss for me in general. I don't even remember the last hit for me. I I thought the B-sides were better than the lead track. The lead track just felt something was off for me. The vocals were eh. The composition was eh. I think the reason I enjoyed the B-sides is because composition and vocally wise, it was way better. Like the girls sound better in harmony. I it's just their main tracks, they just go so idle-ish and it's not them. And I feel like they don't have the right people up front also with the tracks. So and that's how non Beetle felt for me. I liked the music video because it was fun, the swords and the fire and the just the artisticness of it I thought was fun. It felt like you were in a samurai sci-fi movie, which hence the tokusatsu, Sentai type things. So I enjoyed that, but I didn't care for the song as much.
Oh, I thought the song was like really forgettable. Like just absolutely bare bones, straight of the line.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's nothing memorable about this thing.
Yeah,
nope.
And
like, if you were to ask me what was the song about, I wouldn't be able to tell you, man.
Nope.
I
I
can't
listened
even
to it
recall
twice and I can't remember.
like I can't even recall the melody of this thing, and I'm like, and I know I listened to it, and I'm like, it's not terrible per se, but it's just so middle of the road. It like bad songs are more memorable, but I mean when you're this basic, it's just I don't know.
It's something that's very interesting. They haven't, for me personally, Last Idol hasn't gotten that. Everything since everything will be all right. From after that single on, from I think it was Aishika Sekika Nai. I think that was it. It was their 5th single or something like that. Right around there, they've been kind of doing this, just going through the motions. Akimoto does not know what to do with this group. And
Yeah, it's pretty obvious.
It's pretty freaking obvious that he doesn't know what to do with this group. Like you had tracks like when me and you, Luna, talked about La Luz, which is the subgroup of Last Idol, and that was their 4th single. We're like, yes, this was great. I love it when they're broken apart into subgroups like this, and they are able to be concise of what members are taking over what parts. If they're doing like AKB, NMB, this kind of thing, where they kind of don't know who is their main hitter, so to speak. That's another thing too. If you were to ask me what members are in Last Idol, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to tell you because there's no one that stands out to me. And that's sad. That's sad. I mean, even with, like, if you were to tell me 2 years ago for NMB or for Nogizaka, of course, you got Mai Shirashi, the person that comes to mind towards that group. And you got Yurina for Keyakizaka. You obviously think of them with this group, but with Last Idol, I can't think of a single member that kind of stands out to me. And that's sad for me.
No, I feel the same way. Like when they're a whole group, they don't stand out and they don't utilize the members that are talented in the correct way. And because of that, I don't know any of the members either. And I feel like that's a big miss for them. They're just not utilizing each member to their potential. And like, their subgroups, I've liked their subgroups. It's just them as a whole. I feel like they don't know what to do with what they have.
Yeah, the beat, and if you listen to this, because the single itself is 4 tracks and the other 3 tracks are really really good, but the lead track, the one that gets played on the radio, it's just hurting it, and it's like what you guys said, it doesn't feel like they're utilizing the members correctly and playing to their strengths a lot. So it just kind of all blends into the void, so to speak. And they'd be better off figuring out who's good at what and how to play into each other's strengths and make a more cohesive sound. But they're not doing that, so I don't know what to say. But
Yeah, no,
I am.
no. I completely understand. Regardless,
Yeah.
it's
I
it's it's
I will say
interesting.
I'm watching the music video Muted, and yeah, I can definitely see the rock quarry. I'm like, I've seen that rock. I've seen every angle of that rock quarry.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah, it's
so I
iconic.
mean, it's interesting, and I don't know what Akimoto wants to do with this group. It's it's sad because I don't want to feel like them with for this group. But it's been four singles with them, just kind of going middle of the road, idol stuff. They don't have a real, I guess, dream or point that they want to make, and it's sad. I mean, I don't want to put a group like that from a guy that is reinvented the Japanese music industry for idols. I don't want to say that about Akimoto, but it's like he's trying. I don't know what he's doing with this group. I really don't.
Well, and it'd be one thing if they had like a unique sound or style. Say like if they were doing like some sort of like I don't know jazz compilation. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but I mean it's the same old poppy stuff that's been done a million times before. And in 2020, there's groups like this. They're dime a dozen, and
Yeah,
you really got to stand out.
yeah, yeah. My point exactly. How you finally understand what I'm talking about idols.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I will say 2020 has been a really bad year for idols. Like
Yeah,
they just all of them have kind of went off the face of the planet. So
yeah, and it's sad, but like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know what's Last Idol's still gonna continue on because they haven't said anything, but we'll see what's gonna happen. But I'm kind of fearful from Akimoto's legacy, so to speak, of what the hell he's trying to do with all these groups, because he has seventh of 22nd also, and that group all in and of itself kind of proved itself overall, but it took a while for me to get that point. But uh, I he has that, and then he has the 46 and the 48s. He had to regain control with the 48s because of what's going on with that. But regardless, non-Bitomo, so the lovely 77,437 points, and going on up it is Akashia and Gravity by Bump of Chicken. Now this is the physical release of these. We have dealt with these multiple times in the past because they did the digital part and the streaming part. Now I got to re-listen to it mostly because I got beaten over the head with the Pokemon stuff from this, and I still really enjoy this. The physical release obviously so gangbusters regardless. I think this is another this what is this, that the second or fourth time, it's like a handful of times where all three hit over 100,000 total sales, and it's so much. It's so interesting to kind of see that kind of bounce up. But Akashia and Gravity sold 100,573 points, and continuing on up, it is Homura by Lisa at number 2. So it's very interesting that she took number 2 this way, but I think it's only going to be for 1 week. Regardless, Homura sold a lovely 113,092 points, and going on up to number 1, Not Found by Sexy Zone. And as the name implies, personally, I don't think this was Sexy Zone, and I don't think they weren't found at all in this song. But that's just me. What do you guys think about this track?
So I wanted to like it, but I just couldn't. But then again, so Sexy Zone is always hit or miss for me, and it's either I love it or I'm just like not just quite there. And that's how I felt about Not Found. It started out okay, and then I lost interest, and I don't even think I got to the chorus before I lost interest. I don't know what it was about this track, and I tried to listen to it more than once to figure out why I didn't care for it. I just feel it just didn't mesh well with me. I don't know if it was the vocals, the composition, just how the song was set. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, I think this song is really aptly titled as being not found because there's something missing in this song, and I can't put my finger on it. Because you have this really great opening with the trumpets, and it's got this jazz feel to it, but the song in the end just doesn't come together as a whole, and it just sounds. I don't know, like it just kind of falls apart, and it just becomes like this generic song. And I really, really wanted to like it. I've listened to this song twice now, and there's things about it that are likable, but there's nothing outstanding about it other than the intro. And I think the guys, they did a really good job. And, I've really come around on Sexy Zone. I've liked a lot of their latest stuff that they've been putting out. So I was really looking forward to listening to Not Found, and Not Found just really just disappointed me. It just didn't sound like, I don't know, it just sounded like it was missing something, and I can't put my finger on it. So
it sounds like they weren't into it. I don't want to say that,
yeah,
but it's kind of sounds that way.
it really does. Also, like the jazzy feel, which the song starts heavy and does kind of fade away as the song progresses. And maybe if they'd kept like that jazz feel throughout the whole song, maybe it'd be a lot stronger. Cause like looking back on it, like the only time you ever hear like that, the trumpets are that intro. And then, once the intro is done and the synthesizer kicks in and all that, it just becomes a regular track. So maybe that's what it is. Like maybe they set us up for something that the song was never meant to be with that intro.
For me personally, like I was listening to it and I wasn't sold on the song regardless. Like when I was listening to it, I was like, all right, it has that jazz feel. I don't know, because it's not matching everything, because I knew something was off just off the get-go of the track. When I was listening to it, I was like, something doesn't seem right. And then when I got to the chorus, and I was like, yeah, no. It feels like how they made this song was just different, personally. But for me, it sounds like they lost it halfway through the song, and they just never regained that momentum.
They never found it once they lost it.
Yeah, once they lost it, they couldn't pick it back up again, kind of thing. And which is sad, because I know Sexy Zone is a great group. I know they can do very well, but it's kind of sad that this happened, specifically for a song that sold fairly well.
Yeah, it sold fantastic, and I mean the Sexy Zone fans, they come out of the woodworks for their group, which I appreciate. But
regardless, Not Found sold a lovely 244,021 copies because it was CD only, because Johnny's. But let's continue on to the albums here, and it was very interesting to kind of see everything here. This was a very variety style, which I don't mind at all. Number 10 is The Very Best of Flipside 2009 to 2020. I love Flipside, and I would love to get this a hold if it wasn't for the certain situation that I'm in right now. But I would love this. But took number 10. You got Leo 9 at number 9. Ha ha ha. You got Ode no Request by Juju at number 8. You got Stray Sheep at number 7. So yeah, Stray Sheep is gonna get this.
No doubt.
It's gonna get album of the year.
Oh, no doubt. It's still selling very well.
Unless Arashi can keep up the sales for its album, I don't know what's gonna happen. But Stray Sheep is probably gonna win best album or best sold overall. And then you got I O Shirazu ni Maho o Tsukawanai by Macaroni and Pizza at number 6. So good job on them. We've been kind of cheering for them in the background here.
Mm-hmm.
You got
I'm glad
number
to see him on there.
40 by Exile Atsushi at number 5 here. So good on them. Good on Atsushi because he just left the group. So, but After that, you got Semicolon Special Album by 17, which is the repackaged version. You got Eyes Wide Open Twice, Volume 2 by Twice. You got All In by Stray Kids, which is good. Stray Kids has been kind of killing it as of late. And at number 1, it is This Is Arashi by, obviously, Arashi. At a bombastic 699,791 copies because it was CD only. But yeah, with that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku DU. You can find us on all the social media networks on Twitter and Instagram at Ongaku DU. You can find us on our website at ongakudu.com. You can also find us on our YouTube channel where we also post our lovely show if you don't want to use the podcast streaming services. You can also check out our affiliates, Koryu Hunter. He is a Twitch streamer that does all the retro and lovely horror games here. He does a lot of interesting horror games. Right now he's in the middle of his Modern Week, so he was doing Alan Wake, and he wasn't enjoying that game all so much. He was enjoying Saw, and that game is a jank game. But you can check him out at twitch.tv/KoryuHunter, KYORYUHUNTER. You can also check out our affiliate Timbertap, who is a variety streamer in and of himself, and he was having fun with the lovely Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, and I'm getting like spoiled every single time I watch that because I never played Majora's, but it's interesting. But you can check them out at twitch.tv/Timbertaft, TIMBRTAFT. You can also check out your sister Luna Rose, who does all the lovely things with Minecraft and Dark Souls and Monster Hunter World, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes.
But yeah, you can check her out at twitch.tv/RainstarKitty, RAINSTARKITTY. You can also lastly check out our affiliate, Fangirl Has No Name, who is a variety streamer in and of herself, and she's also going through Zelda right now. The last I remember, she was going through Ocarina of Time. She says she wants to just have a good old time with that. But you can check out her stream at twitch.tv/Fangirl Has No Name, FANGIRLHASNONAME. And you can also check out the podcast that I do with Lou, Fangirl, and Timber called Podosaurus. This week, as we say goodbye to the current gen consoles, we talked about our favorite game of the generation. So that was a huge, lovely sort of debate between the four of us, especially Lou, because he didn't no one knew any of the games that I was talking about, which is really funny because they're all like retro streamers, so they don't keep up with modern games, so they never knew, oh, that game came out, oh yeah, I forgot that game came out. There's a lot of that going on in this week's stream. But yeah, you can check it out by looking up Koryu Hunter, same as his Twitch handle, across all podcast media services, and you'll find it under there. You can follow me on Twitter at OTYCam1, where I talk about Bang Dream, Aina Aiba, more Bang Dream, the NFL, Bang Dream, the lovely PlayStation 5, because I just got that, and more Bang Dream. Where can we find you, Luna?
You can find me on a couple social media services, such as Letterboxd, My Anime List, Anime Planet, and Twitter at LunaMaria87. And you can find me on Instagram as Nerdy Collector Luna, where I tweet about or write about movies, anime, cats, more anime, cats, and what I'm listening to.
And you, Gray?
You can find me on Twitter at Ongaku Gray, where I tweet about it's turned into a Kamen Rider feed. So if you're a fan of Kamen Rider, follow me there, and I'm always happy to talk Kamen Rider. So just follow me there.
With that, I want to say thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of Ongaku DU. I'm your host, Ken, saying thank you very much and have a great day. Aloha.
Thank you so much for listening to tonight's episode. This is Luna saying have a great rest of your week. Ja matane.
And this is Gray. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here next week. Bye-bye.